this video, we will discuss about sexual reproduction in flowering plants. And in flowering plants, flower is a reproductive organ, and this is a flower. You can see the green part, it is called a sepal, and its group is called calyx, C-A-L-Y-X, calyx. You can see petals here, the colorful part, and the group of petals are called corolla. Then you can see the male part, stamen, and the group of stamen is called androecium, and inside there is a group of the female parts. The female part is called the carpel, and the group is called the gynoecium. We have discussed about the male and female part. So if you have this flower at home, okay, then in that you can see clearly the male part. It has got a white part called filament, and the tipmost yellow part called anther. Filament and anther are the parts of the stamen. Then I have cut open one hibiscus flower, and this is the female part. You can see the ovary, actually it look like this, the ovary. Then you can see the style, and at the tip there is a stigma. So this is the female part, carpel. Okay, so now we have to study the internal structure of the flower. For that we have to draw the LS of a flower. So first we have to draw a receptacle. All these parts are kept on a receptacle. Then you have to draw the female part. First is the ovary, then style, then stigma. Then inside the ovary, you have to draw ovules also. So here I am drawing two ovules on either side. Ovules. Okay, and this forms the ovary. This is the female part. Next you have to draw the male part. It has got a filament, and two anther lobes are there. Two parts are there for the anther. We can call it as anther lobes. Then another filament and anther. So this is the male part, and this is the female part. Okay. Next we have to draw the petals. So here I am drawing with red color the petals. Okay. And after this you have to draw the sepal, which is green in color. So I will use the green color. Okay, next you have to label all these parts. This is filament, and this is anther. These two consist of the male part. This is the symbol for male, and this is ovary. This is a style, and this is a stigma. These three consist of the female part, while this is the petal, and this is the sepal. Okay, so it is LS of a flower. LS means longitudinal section. So it can be asked for 2 or 3 mark. Next, what happens? Inside this anther, there are small structures called pollen grains. Okay, that we cannot see. It is, since it is microscopic. Okay, in a microscope, through a microscope, you can easily see it. Now, a time comes, that time this anther will break, pollen grains will be released. They will move sometimes along with air, sometimes with the help of insects. Different agents are there for transferring the pollen grains, and they will deposit on the stigma. It can be on the same flower, or it can be on the another flower. This process is called the pollination. That is, transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma is called a pollination. It can occur in same flower, then it is called a self-pollination, or it can occur between two different flowers. Means pollen grain from one flower can go to stigma of another flower. Then it is called a cross-pollination. Okay, so but that will be of another plant. So two types of pollination are there: self-pollination and cross-pollination. So what is pollination? Transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of a flower or another flower is called pollination. Okay. Then there are some agents for it. It can be wind, it can be water, it can be insects, it can be animals, etc., etc. Many agents are there. So now next we will discuss what happens after pollination. Okay. So what happens after pollination? For that I will draw a single carpel in which one ovary, style and stigma is there, and I will draw ovules also. See, inside the ovary there were some structures like this. These are the ovules. some structures were there like this bubble-like structure inside the ovary. That is called ovule. So we will draw the enlarged structure of this ovule here. There is a sac where embryo is formed called embryo sac. An embryo sac is there. Surrounding the embryo sac, there is a parenchymatous tissue, nucellus. No need to study these things. Then it has got two coverings, but it is not continuous. This covering is broken here. Okay, and another covering is also there. These coverings are called integuments. Okay, outer integument, inner integument. They have a breaking here called micropyle. These are called integuments. And inside the embryo sac, there are few cells, two cells in the center called polar nuclei, one big cell here near the micropylar region called egg. Okay, that is a female gamete. And two other cells on either side of the egg called synergids, and three cells on the opposite side. Okay, and it is called antipodals. So total 8 cells are there. So I have labeled 3 cells with a green color because only these 3 cells take part in fertilization. And this is present on the receptacle, and this will be the ovary. This will be the ovary. So inside the ovary there is an ovule. Actually many ovules are there. For better understanding I have drawn one ovule, enlarged structure of a single ovule. Then here you will get style, then stigma. Okay. When pollen grains falls here, when pollen grains falls on this stigma, it will germinate. It will germinate means it will break up. So when a pollen grain falls here, it will break up, and from that pollen grain a tube grows. It is called a pollen tube. So I am drawing as a single line. Then it will come and enter through the micropyle. And it will come and enter through the micropyle and enter the embryo sac. And this pollen tube carry 2 male gametes. Inside the pollen tube there will be 2 male gametes. One male gamete fuses with this egg and is called, that fusion is called syngamy. Syn means fusion, gamy means gametes. Male and female gamete fuses and forms a single cell called a zygote, and this fusion is called syngamy. Don't worry, we will write that equation after this. We will write it as an equation. Another male gamete fuse with this 2 polar nuclei. Since 3 cells are there, we call it as triple fusion. The resultant cell is primary endosperm nucleus. Later it will become endosperm. Endosperm means it is the stored food. Okay, and after fertilization, so here 2 fertilizations are there. One is syngamy here, another is triple fusion here. So the fertilization inside the flowering plants is called double fertilization because there are 2 fertilizations, syngamy and triple fusion. After that, the petal sepals here, they will shed off. Okay, and this style, stigma, everything will shed off. And here there will be 2 structures, the zygote which will develop into embryo. So here embryo and here endosperm. Endosperm is the stored food for the growing embryo. And this structure will change to the seed. Okay, so that's how the seed is formed. Now when the seed falls on the ground, when it gets the favorable condition, this embryo, they will start growing, and we call it as sprouting or germination of the seed. Okay, now you have to study we have to write the double fertilization equation. Okay, so in double fertilization, the first fusion is called syngamy. In syngamy, so you have to write like this: syngamy, one male gamete. This is the symbol of male gamete, or you can write as male gamete. Spelling of gamete is G-A-M-E-T-E. Fuses with a female gamete. This is symbol for female. Female gamete, and forms a single cell called zygote, which will divide and form embryo. Okay, so this is syngamy. Then you can write the ploidy also, but for 10th standard it is not required. This is haploid, haploid, this will be diploid, and this also will be diploid. If you doesn't understand the haploid, diploid, don't worry, in heredity and evolution chapter we will study. Then second one is triple fusion. Here another male gamete fuses with 2 polar nuclei. Two polar nuclei, and forms primary endosperm nucleus, which will develop into endosperm. So this is N. Here N plus N. 2 cells are there. So total it will be 3N. This also will be 3N. Okay, 3N means 3 sets of chromosomes are there. 2N means 2 sets of chromosomes are there. Okay, so this is about double fertilization. So if any essay comes on double fertilization, you have to write like this: double fertilization. Okay, so it can be asked for 3 marks. Simply you write these equations, you will get mark. So that is about double fertilization in flowering plants. Thank you.